Hello, everyone. My name is Juan, and I'm the CEO and co founder of Finboot. Finboot is a green supply chain management company that works with the world's largest capital intensive businesses. In my position, I've had the incredible opportunity to hear firsthand and in depth about some of the biggest challenges and opportunities faced by industry leaders regarding the energy transition, industrial decarbonization, and the road to net zero emissions. Also, within my role as CEO, I'm constantly exploring, designing, and executing strategies such that the digitally enabled products created by our team can be positioned and implemented in the best possible way, a way in which our products and our team become a must have ally for the digital and sustainability agendas of industry leaders. And in this very lucky position that I find myself in, I found that the evolving business landscape heavily relies on data that must be interpreted and communicated in the right way to drive business benefits and to help organizations maintain their competitive edge and their profitability. That's why, with the team at Finboot, we decided to introduce a new series titled Green Supply Chain Insights, a series where I'll be bringing in my own personal take on green supply chain management, the current state of the industry, and some exciting innovations in this landscape. And specifically, in today's episode, I want us to achieve three main objectives: to learn the basics of green supply chain management, to connect you to third party thought leadership for you to take your own more in depth look at the market research and trends in this core theme, and to inspire you to take the first steps, or even better, to accelerate your journey in implementing green supply chain practices in your organization. I'll be referring to a few reports and blogs and events, and note that you'll find all of that information in the comment section below the video. So let's start with those basics, right? What is green supply chain management? And it's important that we start there, as this is very much an emerging concept, but one that is rapidly growing in importance and that more and more is becoming a critical theme across boardrooms and executive meetings, especially for those capital intensive industry segments like energy, chemicals, and metals. Green supply chain management is all about integrating eco friendly practices to mitigate environmental degradation, enhance operational efficiency, and foster economic growth. It is crucial for reducing global emissions and to align the operations of your organization with the strategic sustainability expectations. But it is also crucial to do so in a way that preserves competitiveness and that positively helps influence the market and the profitability of your company. The aim is to achieve this much needed decarbonization while at the same time preserving our industrial capacity. Green supply chain management is all about industrial transformation for a more sustainable economic growth system. We've written extensively about this topic, so I would like to refer you to our own materials. We recently released an ebook titled Green Supply Chain: A Strategic Approach to Decarbonize Capital Intensive Industries. We also have an interview blog on how Finboot is redefining green supply chain management, and our growing list of case studies should also help provide more content and background into this green supply chain management theme, learning how our customers, companies like Repsol, Sabic, and Cepsa, are achieving in their own digital and sustainability journeys. But as I said before, I don't want this to be all about our own content. I also want to take you and help you or connect you with some of the sources where you can learn more from industry experts and learn more from the thought leaders in this space. There's one key event coming up soon, which is the Gartner Supply Chain Symposium, an expo that takes place in Barcelona on June 10, 11, and 12. I'm excited to take part on this year's expo. So if you are there, make sure to connect, and I'll be happy to grab a coffee and have a chat. This is an incredible opportunity to learn, to network, and to gain invaluable insights into the ever growing world of technology and business with a network of over 1,600 peers. Top supply chain organizations will be there sharing how to navigate through the turbulence of our current social, political, and economic landscapes by solving their own present day issues and positioning themselves for long term success. To no one's surprise, the theme for this year's expo is Rethink Supply Chain. Some of the core topics that will be included are the heightened expectations from customers and consumers, the geopolitical uncertainty, and the economic volatility, talent burnout, and the ever changing landscape of business across industrial supply chains will be among the other core themes discussed. And each of these verticals touches in sustainability, in the energy transition, and in the decarbonization of the industry in more than one way. Now, it'd be great to meet you there. And as I say, please connect, and I'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you during the expo. But if you are not making it to Barcelona this year, one way to get you started is with Gartner's 3-step workbook to build your supply chain sustainability strategic plan, which at a high level includes goal setting, cross functional alignment, and an action plan. Now, some may ask, why is this important, or how can this be my priority given the operational disruptions and the complexities that we are having to deal day to day or on the day to day basis? Now, so maybe asking, why can't this sustainability shift wait a bit longer for things to settle down? Well, there's a few ways to answer this, right? But for starters, if you worked in supply chain for long, you'll know then that things never quite settle down. But there's also the more alarming or worrisome truth displayed by the climate clock. According to scientific experts, we only have 5 years left before the effects of climate change become irreversible. In my view, this forecast alone should be enough to get us into action. But that's not the case for all. So let me take a more pragmatic view. Environmental performance is already a top 10 CEO priority. Global supply chains account for 90% of greenhouse gas emissions. So if you work in the supply chain space, or if you are connected to the supply chain part of your organization, which inevitably, for capital intensive companies in particular, most operation units are connected to supply chain, then sustainability already is a core part of your duties and a core part of your responsibilities. And it is something the senior leadership in your organization is actively using to monitor performance. Lastly, if the scientific evidence or the pragmatic business driven approach isn't enough, the rapid changes in the regulatory landscape are ultimately going to get you there. While the EU is leading the front line of regulation, others have quickly followed. Even the US, India, and China are actively regulating and incentivizing the energy transition and industrial decarbonization. In other words, the race is on. Early adopters will reap the most short and long term benefits, and laggards who don't invest in the digitalization of their supply chains will be left behind and will face significantly higher costs to catch up. But for more evidence on this, let's take a look at another report. This case is Clio's 2024 Ecosystem Integration Global Market Report. In it, Clio points out that in the same way that consumer preferences evolve, so do business objectives. Companies must meet these evolving business objectives, or otherwise they'll take a direct hit in their bottom line. The findings of the research show that 52% of companies reported lower profits from failing to meet business objectives in 2023. On the other side of this, there's the evidence that supply chain investments quickly delivered increased revenue, operational improvements, and return on investment. Now, how quickly? Well, 81% of respondents in the study report that supply chain investments deliver business improvements in less than 24 months. And 71% of them reported increased revenues of $500,000 in the first 12 months. In short, two critical findings come from this. The first one is inaction will lead to lower profits. And two, investments in supply chain technology leads to revenue increases, and return on investments can happen in less than a year. These clear trends, the cost of inaction, and the business opportunity behind supply chain are the driving forces behind investment in supply chain technologies. Think that the same research proves or shows that a whopping 96% of respondents will be investing $100,000 or more in supply chain in 2024. 51% of them are going to be investing more than $1 million, and over a quarter of them will be investing more than $3 million. There's a third report I wanted to share with you today. This is a white paper from the Digital Supply Chain Institute on how supply chains need to adjust to new global factors. The key points from this research are all around why companies need to redesign their operations to be trusted and reliable sources for their customers, and how they must do so across three critical factors. Factor number one is the rise in deglobalization and the move towards nearshoring or reshoring operations. Factor number two is the rise in protectionism, as again, the US China frictions on trade continue to escalate, and Europe positions itself as a more strict and perhaps a leader within the sustainability initiatives of the industry. And the third factor is very much tied to that climate change commitment. The changes confronting these companies and their supply chains are neither temporary nor are they minor. They will reshape markets and they will reshape global economies for decades to come. These factors are requiring companies to learn through testing and collaborations with others, and to begin their transformation with disciplined urgency. If you work in capital-intensive industries, the good news is that you are critical to the global economy. However, you're also a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, with capital-intensive industries accounting for 30% of global emissions and 37% of energy use. This means you are facing one of the biggest reputational challenges in your history, with pressure from various stakeholders for sustainability and decarbonization. I'm very hopeful that you are already in that path to adopt and execute major decarbonization strategies to combat climate change and to promote more sustainable economic systems. If so, Green Supply Chain Management offers a strategic solution for your organization to incorporate and communicate with evidence-backed data how your company is reducing its environmental impact while at the same time improving efficiency and driving economic growth. And if that does sound like you, then I encourage you to stay tuned to this series, as new episodes will be coming out monthly, where I will continue to deep dive in green supply chain insights. If you are here for Gartner's Supply Chain Symposium, please let's connect. Finboot is also organizing a networking side event, which may be of your interest, so do reach out to find out more. If you would like to know my thoughts on a particular subject or offer your own take on my views today, please head down to the comments section and let's get the discussion open. See you next time.